Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. Here comes Williams on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Oh, hang on there. Hang on a moment. Looks like we've got an injured player on the kick return. They're going to check on him now. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Carr starting with a throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. This is Alvin Kamara with it. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Cordell Flott there on the stop. That's going to be a gain of 6, and they need only inches now here on 3rd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Kamara with the first and still going. And he's finally hauled down at the 43. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know I love that, Kate, but you know who loved it even more? The late, great John Madden himself, the former lineman. He would have loved watching the student body get right out in front of that thing, those blockers just knocking people off the ball, and let him clear the way so that running back could show off his speed.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Kamara gets it. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 41. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And then brings up 3rd down.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Carr throwing on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 28. They gain 14 on the play. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud cornerback, just throwing away from him? Well, maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Running back sent in motion. Here's 2nd and 11. Got his target. It's Hill. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
And the Giants going nickel. 3rd down coming. From the shotgun, Carr. Kamara's got it. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 4. And that's good for a New Orleans first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They kick the running back in motion. Carr with it on first. The throw is caught. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got first and goal.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it, first and goal. Throwing again, it's Carr. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Targets have far less room to work in this red zone, Brock, but down this close as a former quarterback, I'm just going to assume you got to feel like he should have been able to hold on through whatever.
Yeah, and every once in a while you get in that huddle and you remind him, now listen, guys, it's going to be contested. We know this. It's a physical game, all 100 yards of it into the red zone and end zone. But when you get down here, you've got to come up with contested catches, and he couldn't.
And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. Only a yard on the pickup. That leaves him with third and goal at the 6.
Well, you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical third down call.
Third and goal. Here's Carr. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. The Saints finish up an excellent opening series. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Blake Groupie to try the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So out come the Giants, their first drive of the game coming up. And we will get a look at their 6th-year signal caller.
He isn't just a quarterback with some great natural ability to play the position, Kate. Nope, he's somebody who lives and breathes this game 24/7, 365. No off days for him. If he's not on the field getting his work in, he's in the lab studying, prepping, and thinking, how can I improve so I can handle this opportunity, this opponent, this challenge here in front of me?
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. Second and 3 now. They just get the play off. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with 1st and 10. Finds his target, Robinson. And he's tackled for a short gain.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
From the 37. He locates Daniel Bellinger. And he's out just a second shy of reaching the red zone. He picks up 15 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Malik Neighbors, the one he was throwing for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Timing is everything in life, and timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
From the gun, it's Tracy. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. Throwing from the gun. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
From the red zone now. Won't make the play on that one. It hits the deck, incomplete.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Locke to the air. And this one hurts. Had a touchdown in his hands, but he couldn't hold on. 3rd down coming up.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
3rd and long for him here. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
Well, I'll tell you this, Kate, that's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play call back.
The kick by Gonzalez is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. The Saints headed back out on offense as we get a look at their receiver. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. Tried getting it to Chris Olave. So it's 2nd down coming up.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
2nd and 10, here's Carr. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Pistol snap to Carr. He throws a bullet deep to the right. He's got it deep downfield. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. The Saints now lead by 10. Chris Olave with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Groupie to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Saints drive their lead to 11. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. Now for the 2nd time this game, we get a look at the New York offense. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw on their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Coming left is Tracy. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Brought down by Tyrann Mathieu. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. Throwing now from the gun. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Pickup of 12 on that play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
They motion a receiver left. To throw, here's Locke. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Locked down. Pass cut by Tracy. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
He's got Bellinger. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Making the stop that time, Kool-Aid McKinstry. The rookie out of Alabama, there on the tackle.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 8. Got it, man. Robinson has it. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Alontae Taylor making the stop. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. Third and just 2 to go. Throwing his lock. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. He'll throw it yet again. Able to hit Robinson, complete. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Sent to the ground by Pete Werner. Second and 6 coming up here. From the 21. And this is caught. Touchdown, New York! The Giants make it a 1-score game before halftime. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants cut the lead down to 4. We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. On the return, here's Mims. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Saints and Chris Olave ready to take over once again on offense. And unless the coverage adjusts to slow him down, Brock, he's going to be busy and a productive target for them throughout the rest of this contest. A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive. Running back sent in motion. Carr now on 1st and 10. That's complete to Kamara. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Bobby Okereke making that stop.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. So at halftime, the Saints fighting to an advantage on the road. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. The Giants back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And he finds himself across an important benchmark for yards this season after that last drive. He stayed pretty busy this season, and the numbers show just that. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Locked to throw it. Taken in by Bellinger. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him at the 38. They put a receiver in motion here left. A give left side. Here's Robinson. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You know what that felt like to me, Kate? That felt like a little bit of overthinking, where he was just waiting for the perfect lane and the breakaway run. But against defenses in this league, you hesitate, you get tackled for a loss.
A handoff to Tracy. He'll cobble together a yard there. That play wrapped up by Demario Davis. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. Lock. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. And he hauls in the interception. Picked off by Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to return this up beyond the 20 before being tackled. That is one of the longest throws we have or probably will see in this contest, partner. It's too bad it wound up in the hands of the defense on the interception.
You know, Kate, when I see throws like this, I see images of Bo Jackson back in the day. As a Kansas City Royal throwing Harold Reynolds out from the warning track. 300 feet in the air, he hummed that baseball to gun down the runner at home plate. The difference here in football, yeah, you throw that ball up, that DB's also got to run 50-some yards, go up high point and make a play. That is just incredible defensive football.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. Motioning left is their running back. Throwing on 1st down. It's Carr. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. This one misses the tight end. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. A run now with Kamara. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. From the shotgun, Carr finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Speaks to this guy's talent as just an all-around difference maker, playmaker. We see him line up as a receiver, and we don't even bat an eye, Kate. And we don't really bat an eye when he makes that kind of play either. This guy's just different, built for the moment.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Carr with it on first. This one's taken in by Hill. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They kick the running back in motion. Pressure coming for Carr. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Back to the air, Carr. Kamara's got it. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Saints are going to have a first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
Throwing again, it's Carr. That's complete to Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go down here at the 16. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Run here with Kamara. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later, for that next third down coming.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for first and 10. They'll run the toss to Kamara. Jukes one defender, and he drives this forward to the 6. Halfway there on first down, that brings up second and 5.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
So we hit the end of the third quarter. The Saints have it with a lead. Not a big one, though, trying to carry it through. Halfway to the marker, it's second and 5. This is Kamara. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Give him 3 yards. That's going to bring up third and 2. Working out of the gun, it's Carr. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on fourth. Running for it, Kamara. Launches, and he's got it. Touchdown! The Saints pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Alvin Kamara, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Group B to try the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Saints drive their lead to 11. Here's Groupie on now to handle the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. So here come the Giants, ready to take over again on offense. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So it'll be 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Here's Locke to the air. Has his man, it's Tracy. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 27 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York 1st down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sail that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off a 1st down.
Locke looking to throw. Completed to his running back. And they take him down right along the 30.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He has it at the 5. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
From the red zone now. Ooh, we put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. To throw, here's Locke. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. That's Demario Davis. And the Saints take possession in the shadow of their own end zone. They're at the 4-yard line.
Not a lot of one-play swings bigger than that one right there. That throw looked destined for 6, and instead, well, it gets intercepted by the defense. The only way to get bigger is if he somehow returned it 100-plus yards for 6 the other way. But what a gigantic swing of emotion.
The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Carr. Quick slant, caught by Shaheed. And he hauls this one up to the 11 before being stopped.
I'll tell you this, you don't want to make a living throwing into double coverage, but double coverage and still finding a way to beat the defense and haul it in. That's not a situation many players win, and there aren't a lot of quarterbacks willing to make that throw and trust their receiver to get it done.
They give on second to Kamara, and they bring him down up at the 12-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Carr here from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And that leaves them with a decision to make on 4th and short. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
So no return on that punt. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Gets this to Slayton. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. The Giants moving quickly. They're in the hurry up here. From the 41. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Locked down. Has him on the quick hitter. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. Still one more in their pocket to use. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. He'll throw it yet again. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And he nearly broke it for 6. He steps in at the 3-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have 2nd down coming up.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Here's Locke. And this is caught for a score, and we are not done here yet. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
So now a big moment for the Giants as they line up for 2. Here he is to throw. And they get the two-point conversion. Nice catch in the end zone there. They're back within a field goal now. Well, the comeback is proceeding according to plan, Brock. That conversion trims this to a field goal game. Now, get that ball back, baby. Get it back.
And you know that special teams coach is down there telling his guys that. Don't come back to these sidelines. Don't come off this field unless you go get me the ball to give this offense yet another opportunity.
As we approach the final half-minute of play, their comeback hopes resting on recovering this kick. And that's recovered by the Saints, who are going to win this football game. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Here comes the Saints offense. They're headed down now defending not a two-score lead, just a field goal advantage here. So wondering, Brock, is that going to affect how they approach a chance at closing this one out?
No, I don't think there's any question about it. Yeah, I think if it's a two-score game, it's run, 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 take every second off and punt that ball. Not now. Now you've got to get to the plays that you trust and believe in the most.
Into the victory formation they go, Brock, here on first down. With the win in hands, they'll take the knee, let this clock run out. The defense takes its third and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. So this a win on the road for the Saints. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And, Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused.